Welcome back, folks. Great to be back in Chicago and to have you with us. I was on the halftime report earlier today, enjoyed that very much, and now I'm more or less relaxing here, seeing if we see any kind of a rally into the bell or not. And those of you who are watching live, welcome. Those of you who are watching delayed, I'll have a deal for you in just a few minutes. Let's get started. Unusual option activity. This is the activity that our heat seeker algorithm has picked out as far as unusually large amounts of calls or puts being bought on the offer. And when that happens, I'm trying to find a shady spot here. When that happens, then we cite it for our subscribers, talk about it on TV, and in most cases, trade it. If you're following that, then you remember you, of course, have to make your own entrance and exits. McCormick, MKC, this is one from Friday. There was Pete. He was on the halftime report Friday, and he was talking about the spice company, McCormick, MKC, Chicago-based company, I'm proud to say. And of course, that's what McCormick Place is named after, our biggest convention facility. Anyway, Pete was talking about it. Stock was $89.45. You see that from the CNBC graphic there. And trades up almost $3 from there to there. Now, the options, as you guys know, that's what I focus on, what probably many of you focus on. And the options at that 90 strike have done very nicely. And I have sold upside calls now against the options that Pete was talking about. He was talking about the 100 calls, which, as you know, are way out of the money, but they were January, so we had a little bit of time to be right, and not quite the same crush of time decay. It is still a fairly fast time decay because January, believe it or not, is not that far away. But nonetheless, I was long the 90s. Now I have sold the 95s against it on this nice pop. So I basically have already taken money off the table because the market has moved enough that what I paid for the 90s, I'm now capturing in the 95s. Nothing like putting on a credit spread, as they say. All right, let's get to the second one. I wanted to update you on ABBV. We had it for unusual activity while we were doing our live trading session. Hello, everybody. That was down there in Miami for the live trade. If you've never done it, something you should seriously consider. You get to sit there all day with us from half an hour before the opening through the close, watching us trade, discussing trades, discussing how we would either take profits or cut losses, because we do both. And it's a fun time. It's also some camaraderie with really fun traders. And I don't just mean Pete, myself, Ryan, and Wayne Razzie that were down there, and Bill Johnson. I mean all of them, all of you who were with us. So big thumbs up. Thank you for joining us. Anyway, stock was 125.5. They were buying the 150s. It moves up by $2. So again, same story. Look at what they were buying. December 150s, and we don't buy those, too far out of the money, but the 125s that I bought, it has now allowed me, I could either sell 127.50s or 130s against it. And then as long as I maintain that 1-to-1, I have no additional risk. Bang. Even on a negative day like today, 2 of the 3 trades from Friday, winners. Bang. If you are watching this and not getting the live stream, then by all means, dial 888-809-8058. That's 888-809-8058. Or, of course, you can go to marketrebellion.com/UOA live. You get weekly trade ideas, live webinars, trading community. We have 3 different versions of unusual option activity. You decide which one fits you the best. Some of them might be way too many trades in a day. Some of them you'd like to have more of a spread than a individual just where we're citing this strike is where they're buying. We have all different flavors. You decide what's appropriate. marketrebellion.com/UOA live. And then you get, with any of those 3 subscriptions, you get to join us live right here. So that's what we think is interesting for you and for us. Now let's talk about today's trades. BLMN brands. BLMN, BLMN, $18 stock. They're buying the 2250s. You already know what I'm going to say if you've watched this at all. That is, I don't buy those. That says Sprill. It should say April. 2250 calls. So those are about $4 out of the money. Again, nothing against it, but I want to buy something at the money and sell out of the money calls against it. 1-to-1, as long as I maintain that, then I have no additional risk. And instead, I have cut my time decay. Given that these are April, I don't have to do it right away. If this was the last 2 weeks of the option's life, I probably would do it right away as I enter. But these are going to decay slowly, so I can buy the at the money call and then wait and sell higher strikes against it. Second trade, again, ABBV. It's back. Yep, they're still buying ABBV calls. This time, June 170s. ABBV has made a nice move, and we're in those June 170 calls. Bang, 5,000 of them is 500,000 share equivalent. Third is Apple. Stock was 179. As you know, it traded over 181 today. They bought 60,000 of the 31st of December 180 calls. That's a lot. That's 6 million share equivalent, because every option's for 100 shares. When you see 60,000 go off, that's telling you somebody pretty serious wants to own some Apple. And JP Morgan moved their target up to 210 today, all of that good stuff. So how have they done since then? Well, let me show you. December 31, as you see, 31 ahead of December up on the top line there. Apple, 31 December of 2021, 180 calls. And look at that. Those are the individual buys. With the stock at 181.66, they paid $6.45 for 8,700, then 6,700, 5,700, bang, 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 all the way down. That's another reason that I have rolled up and sold a lot of upside calls, because this, my friends, was a feeding frenzy in there today. You got questions? Hey, we've got answers. I will try to answer those questions right here, right now. You can get me to answer yours if you send them to @Jon, Jon Najarian. Thank you. Bang. Tesla, Mike Dominic, and his handle is Army Guy NYC. Thank you, Mike, for sending this in. Mike says, sir, Tesla, top is in. Puts must be flying. Top might be in. Don't know for sure. I do know that you're right that it has been under pressure, a lot of it coming from Elon Musk and his willingness to sell. Calls and stock, in particular, stock taking profits. Can't blame them. But would I jump in here? Well, here's the put activity. Today's activity, December 950 puts 66,000, 900 puts 49,000, 960 puts with a different expiration in December, the 31st, 22,000, and so forth. A lot of put activity. So you're right, Mike. There is a lot of put activity here, and I don't blame them until Elon stopped selling. But I think those of you who missed it probably want to be looking to scale in some small buys on some of these drops like today. QS, Jack Austin, whose handle is @Jack_AUS 747. John, your thoughts on QS, QuantumScape? It's been taking a big hit for a couple weeks. Thank you, and Semper Fi. Semper Fi to you. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, I've been taking a hit too because I am a believer in many of these um, EV plays. Somebody that supports EVs like these battery companies and so forth. I like it, but I haven't liked the action lately. And to tell the truth, Jack, I have been trimming my positions. I'm very bullish on it still, but you know what they say. There are old bulls and there are bold bulls, but there are no old, bold bulls. In other words, don't get all excited about thinking that any of us are always right. Make sure you cut your losses, wait for another entry, maybe at a lower price. Roll. Mark Taylor, whose handle is at MARCTAYLOR 8542. Mark asks, when you are rolling call strikes up, how far down do you trail the actual stock price? Do you account for pullbacks? No, I don't really account for pullbacks, although if we get them, if we get a pullback and I've written calls, like in Apple, although it's not much of a pullback, what I will do is roll down my puts, not just up, but roll down. So as an example, say the stock was 175 last week, which it was, and you decided to sell the 177.50 calls. Today it goes through 181. I would buy back those 175.50 calls and sell the 180 calls. That's what I do on my rolls. I usually go up about a strike above where the stock is trading. If they have dollar-wide strikes, then I go more than that. But normally I want $2.50 to $5 each time I roll up. Bang. That's the way I do it, Mark. If you would like to join the rebellion, well, head on over to marketrebellion.com/get started. That is marketrebellion.com/get started. We can get you started in stocks, in options, in futures, in crypto. You just pick the flavor that fits and that you want to really explore, and we can take you from beginner, intermediate, advanced. That's going to do it for us today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show, and please tell a friend. We'll see you back here tomorrow. I won't be back on the halftime till Thursday, unless they ask me to call in. So I hope you have a great day. Till then, bang.